All right, Coach, last week you had two big wins, two big conference wins, one against Henderson State, one against Monticello. Let's talk about that.
Well, Henderson State, we played at their place. Now, it's always very challenging to play at their place. Their crowd really gets into it. And we just battled against their team, followed the scouting report very well, and managed to pull out a 3-0 win there. Then we get to Monticello here at home and had the crowd really enthusiastic and everything. We had over 353 people in our stands, which is really nice to have a nice of a crowd. We win the first set pretty well, and Monticello makes some adjustments, and then it turned into a dogfight, and we ended up winning 3-2. What was so big about that match is everybody contributed. It wasn't just certain people. That's what we strive for anyways, the team effort, and that was a true team effort because everybody had to contribute for us to pull out the win in that match.
Yeah, who stood out for you this last week?
Well, I mean, especially in the Monticello match, it was everybody. I mean, we had 5 players in double-digit kills in that match. Claire Blaskovine had over 60 assists. Lauren Woods had her 36 digs that night as well. So everybody stepped up. It's the same way at the Henderson State game. We kept the attack very balanced and everything. So again, we really keep it balanced where everybody's doing their job and it stands out. But we were really proud of Claire Blaskovine just being named Setter of the Week for the 2nd week in a row. So I guess if you really want to pinpoint somebody, she stood out as well. But our hitters really are really starting to click now, and it's causing problems for teams because we're so balanced.
And this was your first, the Monticello match was your first match at home during the week.
That's correct.
And so you had a huge crowd. Talk about the crowd's impact on the game.
Oh, the crowd was unbelievable. It was loud. It's probably one of the loudest crowds I've ever seen since I've been at SAU. We had the crowd behind the bench now, which even adds to it, which really fires our players up. Our players really fed off of that. They couldn't get over how loud it was, and then we had the long rally, which we are looking at having the NCAA record for the longest rally, which was 1:10, and our crowd was really into that match. If you'll watch the clip that we have on Facebook, you'll see that the crowd, as the longer the match went, the more excited they got, and we see our crowd at W.T. Watson as our 7th man on the court, and we really appreciate all the fans coming out and supporting us.
All right, no competition during the week this week, gearing up for a big road weekend on the road. But talk about what you're doing this week to prepare.
Well, we're going over some things. We made a lot of mistakes against Monticello. We don't want to take anything away from Monticello. Monticello played very well, but we made a lot of mistakes that we need to fix. We're making a lot of unforced errors at times, and we're trying to clean that up going against Southwest and Northwest Oklahoma. So we're working on lots of ball control stuff, lots of stuff. We're going over scouting reports right now, going over what we can take away, what we can do to them, really working with our setter on mixing the sets up, and again, keeping that balance that we've been talking about. So we're really wanting to just improve what we're doing, but also prepare to take advantage of the other team's weaknesses as well.
All right, long trip into Oklahoma. Talk about your 2 opponents this weekend.
2 opponents, I mean, we got Southwest Oklahoma, who's has struggled a little bit this year. They are one of those teams that are very, very tough to beat at home, which obviously we're playing at their place. Their crowd really gets into it. They'll be doing all kind of crazy stuff you see at the D1 schools with guys yelling with pots and pans and things of that nature. So we really want to make sure we stay focused with them. But they are a team that if you let down your guard, it can really sneak up on you. They are by no means an easy opponent. We just need to make sure we stay the course, cut down our unforced errors, and take the crowd out of the game, and that will make things a lot easier for us. Northwest Oklahoma, this is their first year for having a volleyball program, so we don't have anything really to gauge on other than what we see on tape. They are very young, and so they're kind of struggling to find their identity. But again, we don't want to take anybody for granted. We just want to come in and play our game and do the things we do best, and hopefully everything will work out.
And your record with only 2 losses right now on the season. How does that impact the mind of your players? What are they thinking right now?
Well, right now we're on a nice roll. We've won 6 games in a row. We lost those 2 matches in the first week of the season. So we're having to really watch our players to make sure they're not getting complacent. We're on a nice little roll here. We want to keep them fired up. We want to keep them hungry, because if we let down our guard, especially in our conference, anybody can take you down. So we really want to work with them on staying on fire, not letting down their guard, staying focused in practice, staying focused obviously in games, and really staying the course. I mean, we're on a nice little run. Us and Harding and East Central are toward the top of the conference, and those are games that's going to be coming up pretty soon. And we want to make sure we stay up there as long as we can.
All right, Coach, thank you for your time, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Thank you.